Hello, guys. Welcome to episode 51 of Learn and Become Podcast. That's the first episode in our second season. And we have Deborah here. If you're watching the video, you can see her. If you're listening, you can't see her because you're listening. So, hey, Deborah, thank you for being here. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. I'm good. Busy as always. Being a mom of a 2-year-old, but I'm good.
Being a mom is not an easy task, is it?
Oh, no. There's nothing easy about being a mom. But it's very rewarding, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'll never know it, but I don't know how rewarding it is to be a father. But I can't imagine how hard it is and how rewarding at the same time.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So for you guys listening and watching, we're planning on having the second season in 2022 with interviews and talks to different people about English, learning, experiences, and that's it. And the plan is to do it, two of us and somebody else in the next episodes. So this is the first one. And for you guys that don't know, Deborah is my English teacher. And can you share a little bit about this?
Yeah.
We didn't plan it, but
yeah. Well, you were my actually first student.
Oh, that's true. I always forget about it.
Yeah, you were my drive test. Because I just came back to from United States, and I thought, you know what? I didn't like the way I learned English, so I want to teach somebody in a different way. And you were my first one. So I offered you to take English, telling you if you learn it, it will be good for you. And no matter what you do, no matter if you want to become a soccer player, or if you just go to college, or if you just get a job, it really doesn't matter.
Or if you want to have an English school.
Yeah, right. So it will just add to who you are and all the possibilities that you can take in your life. So you were up for it. In the beginning, not as much, but that's the thing. The difference is not so much about how you started, but how you finish. Somebody said that, but I don't know who said. So I just quoted someone. That's all I know.
Credits for you, person. Has said
for
it.
You, person.
If you're still alive, credits. If you're not, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. So you stick with it. You started putting the work towards you, and now you have a school, English school, and I don't teach English anymore. So the world goes around. So we need to be ready for what's coming.
That's true. You guys are seeing Deborah. She's not always this nice. When I was starting the process, she told me, you want to learn English, I'll teach you. If you don't want to do it, don't waste my time, neither yours. Go do something else.
Pretty much.
I was like, okay, I want to learn it.
And the sad part, I did to tell that to every student. I know you were not the first, and you definitely wasn't the last. I had the students that
to hear that.
Yeah, I guess you were the first. Yeah. But of course I had those that I didn't needed to do the speech. But it's because they already like English. You didn't like English.
True.
So when people like something, they tend to have a easier time to commit to it. And they liked it, but the ones that didn't, I always had that conversation with them, always.
and I said, like, it wasn't nice, but actually, it was I think my learning process started after that conversation.
Great.
So it was probably the best way of you to be nice to me on that time, like
Yeah.
particularly.
Yeah, tough love, as you say in English. Tough love.
Yes.
You help somebody by speaking the truth with love. So tough love. That's what I did. And I
Yes.
felt bad for your mom too. She and your dad, they worked so hard to pay for your English classes. And I told you, I said, you just getting your mom's money and putting it in the trash. So please stop. I don't want you doing that.
It was a good thing it was in the very beginning. It was like maybe
Yeah, it was 4 months.
3 months, 4. Yes.
No, it was about 4. Yeah, it was about 4 months because I came back in April and we start classes around August, September. I don't remember. Maybe it was 2 months.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it was July. I don't know. Yeah.
Not the best with dates.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, thank you for
You're welcome.
for
You're welcome.
that. Thank you for the beginning, for that conversation, for the process, for we worked together later on.
We did.
That company, and thank you for being here in a Friday night recording this podcast for somebody in the
to be
planet.
fair, it's not fair. Right? It's not night for me, so
Okay,
not
for
yet.
me. So in this Friday,
yeah.
on Friday recording for somebody to listen to. So you guys that are listening, appreciate it. It's Friday. We're recording it for you.
Yeah.
So to kick it off, we started talking about English. So what changed for you? If you could pick only one thing, what changed for you after you learned English? Yeah, I know you have 300 things.
Yeah.
If one is too hard, you can pick top 3.
Okay, I might get 2. The first one is access. It gave me access to the entire world, basically, because I can communicate with most people around the world now. And not that I will, but it gave me a sense of access to everything. Gave me a sense of possibilities of things I can go after, So I think that's the first thing. Like not that Portuguese doesn't give us access to things, or whoever's listening language doesn't. They do, like if you go to other countries, you can try to communicate in Portuguese to people. They might not understand you, but you can try, right?
It won't work, but
yeah, but it's really about the fact that entertainment is in English, like research is in English. And I would tell you, translation does not do justice. It really doesn't. So once I actually learned English, and now I have a passion for English, right? For the language itself. I like the way it sounds. I like the way you express your feelings through it, the way you joke, and because of that, I feel like I understand another culture, gave me access to other people's life and heart, basically. When I was in college, one girl, she came to Brazil and she was trying to learn Portuguese. She was American from Tennessee, and I never forgot what she said. Somebody was talking to her saying how nice of her trying to learn Portuguese, because most people who speak English doesn't even try to communicate in Portuguese. And I was sitting down listening to the conversation, and she said to this person saying, I truly believe that language is part of the way you express your heart. So if I want to understand your heart, I need to speak your language. And I feel like that's very true. And um, and that gave me a whole appreciation for after I learned English, because at that time I didn't speak any English yet. So, but that after I did, I realized that. And being married to another person shows me that every day, because I have much more access to my husband's heart because I can communicate in his language, and the other way around because my husband learned Portuguese. So he also understands. So sometimes I'm talking to people and I ask people, how can I say this and this and this and give a description, right? And then the person's like, I don't know. If I ask the same question to Nick the same way, he know exactly what I'm talking about. So, for example, I asked my friend once, how do I say that socks that look like pants? And then she's like, what? Yeah, those socks that look like pants, that women use. She's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then I literally turned to Nick and said, Nick, how do you call those socks that looks like pants? And then he looked at me, are you talking about tights? Like, yes, that's what I'm talking about. He got it.
She was like,
And why did he get it? Because in Portuguese is meia calça.
yes, it's literally
So
socks.
pants.
That's
So
so
he
cool.
got it, right? And because he knows Portuguese. So it does give you access. It gives you
True.
access to other people, to other places, to other cultures. And for the other thing that I think that it's kind of mixed up with that is my vision of the world. It expanded because information is so spread in English that I actually have access to that faster than people who doesn't speak English. So that helped me also to have a more broad vision of the world and everywhere you can go, so it's kind of mixed together, but those two are the things that for me English really impact my life.
That's awesome. What you just said about language being a way to communicate to the heart. Nelson Mandela, when he was in, I don't know what was the prison he was into in that time. I think it was in the one where he stayed for 27 years, but I don't remember the name of the place. But he learned how to speak the white people's language, and he didn't speak Black people's language to the people that worked in the prison.
Yeah.
So it was like super interesting because he learned how to speak their language to show respect to them. And it was the way he had to fix the injustice problem in regards to racism and all of that. So instead of fighting, he learned how to respect them. And that's the tool, the weapon he had to turn it around. That's
that reminds me of Joseph from when he goes to Egypt. He learns Egyptian. Oh, how do you call it? Egyptian? Is it the language?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, he learned that language too, if you think about it.
Yes.
So,
and even Daniel, when he went to
Babylonia, was it Babylonia?
It was Babylon, but I think it had a different name. I don't know. Yeah, I think it was Babylon. He spoke several languages, and that's why he went.
Yeah,
like that was the tool.
Knowing another language, and if maybe it's not English, it will take you to somewhere else.
Yeah,
you will reach another world that is not yours, and that's crazy. Like now I'm trying to learn Korean. It's so freaking interesting. It's just like it's a whole nother thing, and it's like even the way people think about it. For
True.
example, I don't know if it's true, but I've learned, and maybe it's just false information, but I've learned that Vietnamese does not have the word I. There is
Like,
not first I. Yeah, there's no first tense. So think about it. What goes to a mind? There is no word I, which is self-centered, which means it's a community focused on the us. How cool is that?
yeah, if we bring that to uh I don't know if I can say that to most of the world, but a lot of places couldn't live without the word I. Like it's
Exactly.
just self-driving, selfish, ego-driven
Exactly.
world
Yeah,
that
exactly.
no,
Exactly.
I can't live
So
without I, my mind.
exactly. So it's never centered on yourself. It's a
That's
language that
so
you
cool.
can send. Yeah. So I don't know if it's true. That's something I heard, but I didn't do a deep research for in it. But when I heard that, that was the first thing I thought. I thought, wow, the sense of community in a person who doesn't even know how to express anything around that goes around that person is just like, so I can't even like compute. It just doesn't
Yeah.
click in my mind,
Like let me
like,
that it would be crazy teaching that person that there is a word somewhere
yeah,
referring to the
yeah,
self.
yeah,
Like, no, it doesn't exist. It's not a thing. Like, no, this, like self, no, it's like us.
yeah.
Like,
It's so freaking weird. It's so freaking weird
yes.
and so
And
interesting.
and like in Portuguese, we have the word uh for when we're missing somebody that no other language has it.
Has, yeah, and
It's
express so much
also,
more.
yes,
Yeah,
like
it has a
nobody
bigger meaning.
knows. Nobody
Yeah,
knows but us how cool that word is.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And
And
it's
for you
like
guys listening, the word is saudade.
saudade. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's just and that's the thing. Like we were talking, Korean doesn't have the word please. They don't really
Yes.
say please. It's like, wait, what? And it's
It's,
funny because you think
it's
about
unpolite.
Asian culture in general has such a polite and such a um, respect
Mhm.
intrinsic. I don't know if that's a word in English, but whatever. To their culture that when you think a person doesn't say please, it's kind of weird, right? But apparently they don't.
Rude.
So, oh, okay. Interesting. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting how the little bit you learn. And that's why, like, I've tried to learn Spanish many times and I can't. And the reason I can't is because I have no patience for it. It's just so similar to Portuguese that is easy but difficult at the same time. So I
Like it's
decided to
easy,
learn
but it's
Korean.
not.
I know, and I tried to learn Korean because my neighbor is Korean, and I keep hearing her talking to her 2-year-old in Korean, and I thought that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try that, and it just got interesting because it's such a different language. First, it's
Nice.
symbols, it's freaking symbols. Oh, and they don't have consonants; they only have vowels. Like how? They don't have the letter R. They don't have the letter F, and I think they don't have another 2 letters too. So they don't have consonants.
So
They
it's
only have
only
vowels.
vowels.
That's what they told me, and I still don't understand how that works. But
The
apparently, it's
prob
only vowels.
yeah,
That's the thing.
okay.
They have 28 vowels. They don't have 5.
Yeah,
They
so
have a
they
bunch
have
of vowels.
letters. There are letters, they name it vowels, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, it's something like that. But they are not consonants. They are vowels.
That's
It's just
interesting.
interesting. Yeah,
And
like for
what
example, if they're gonna say New York, they don't have R, right? So they say New York. New
New
York.
York.
Yeah, they don't pronounce the letter R because they don't have R. So New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, different.
Very different.
And one thing that's like a curiosity, I don't know if you've noticed that, but I feel like the South Korean um, entertainment industry and just in general is growing so quickly. I feel like it's
It's
going to be the
exploding.
next. Yes, I feel like it's going to
Yeah.
be the next big one. Have you seen
Yeah.
it?
Oh yeah. Like to study Korean, what I've been doing is I do Duolingo every day. Well, not every day. Some days I don't, but most days. And I do 10 minutes I chose one of the many, many, many Korean shows on Netflix. So I watched 10 minutes Korean with subtitles in Korean, and I have no idea what's going on, like at all. And then
I do
after I
that,
did
then I'm
that,
lost.
yeah, I have no idea what's going on. And then the next day, I watched the same 10 minutes in Korean with subtitles in English, so I at least get an idea. But you know what's the coolest thing ever? Is that I did that 3 times so far. I've watched it is it three or four? Yeah, 3 times, which comes up to 6, right? 6 practice of those. And the third time, which was this week that I was listening to, I thought, I think I know what she's saying. And then I kept going. And then, oh, no, I think I know what he's saying. And then yesterday, I watched with the subtitles in English. And I was right. I got it.
For
I was like,
real?
oh, no, I was right. She was talking about that. And he was talking about
Dang,
it. Because the
that's
story is about
nice.
this lady who was in a I think it's called parachute, and there was a tornado,
Mhm.
and somehow she didn't die, but that's TV for you. And she was she's South Korean, but she ended up because of the tornado on North Korea side. So she met this soldier, and then she was explaining to the soldier how she was there. And I got that part. I think she's explaining how she ended up there. And then she's running away from this guy because he wants to take her to be investigated and all that, right? Because they need to prove that she's not a spy and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, hell no, because if you guys don't believe me, I'm going to go to prison. So I'm going to go the other way. I'm very close. I can just leave. And then when she started running, he says, be careful, there are mines. And I understood that. Like I thought he was telling her that there were mines in the area.
Can you
And sure enough,
replicate the sound a little bit?
oh no. No. But
You go
it
like,
made
not
sense, I
yet,
guess.
but I will.
Yeah, no, not yet. But that's the thing about practice. You get the way people express themselves, you get the sounds. So for example, the first time I actually got some words, the guy was counting and I could tell he was counting. And I thought, this is 1, 2, 3. And so I learned how to say 1, 2, 3. So Hannah, dual, set. But set, he said so soft that sound like s. So I thought it was s. So I asked my Korean friend and said, oh, I learned how to say 1, 2, 3. So I was like, Hannah, dual, set. And it's s. And then she's like, no, it's set. I was like, oh, okay, set. So I was pronouncing right. But that's the thing, you need to practice your ears because you
Yeah.
don't get those soft sounds, and that's why I'm doing that exercise. And it's kind of cool because every time I actually, for example, I learned the word thank you, which is kamsamida, and I heard the girl saying kamsamida to the guy on the TV show. I was like, oh, I caught that. I caught kamsamida in it, so. And
I'm getting
kamsamida is
there.
and kamsamida is a term to use with when you don't have any type of relationship with the person. Is formal, and go wow. How's it? Go I think it's gumao. Gumao, I think it's gumao, something like that. Is when you have more of a close relationship. So I would say gumao to you, but I would say kamsamida to a person that came to bring me mail, for example.
Nice.
So,
and if you guys listening, if you speak Korean and you want to be here with us talking about processes, learning in Korean, waiting for you. That would be cool.
Yep. And if my pronunciation sucks, I apologize in advance.
No need to apologize. We're all learning.
Yeah.
And come on,
Anyway,
Korean is something else. Like,
it's pretty cool.
It's different.
Pretty cool. I'm really excited about trying to learn Korean. Yeah. Sorry, we took too much on this topic again.
No, that's a go.
Too much time. Yeah.
And then I just asked you about this entertainment industry and how popular it's getting. Because it's, let's say you, the next 2 years, just continue learning, and eventually Victor starts learning Korean. And
I'm doing Duolingo next to him. He repeats the sounds with me. And so he pronounces better than I do.
You speak English first language, Portuguese first language. So you have two like mother tongue languages.
Pretty much, yeah.
Maybe like Korean. He'll be almost native in Spanish, because
he can get some Spanish in the group there. Yep.
And what's pretty cool is that with English, he'll have access to whatever, like everything he wants. Korean, I mean, Portuguese, he'll talk to his family.
Yes.
Spanish, which is similar to Portuguese.
Second language in the United States.
And if he goes to Europe, there are countries in Spanish, South America, and anywhere, like somebody who speaks Spanish too.
Yeah.
And Korean, on this popular entertainment industry growing like the way it is, you also have access to a lot of stuff.
And we can also end up living in Korean someday. So
yes,
there's that too. Yeah.
He'll be good at school. Like that's awesome.
Pretty cool.
And talking about like countries and stuff, what are the three things you like the most in the US, and the three things you like the most in Brazil?
Well, one of the things I most like about United States is how much green is. You have access to green. I'm not talking about New York. If you're planning on going to New York, you're gonna see concrete, but you have Central Park there, and it's beautiful, and it's huge, and it's accessible. If you get out of New York City, you're also gonna have a lot of other places. But I feel like, at least I've been blessed to places where there's so many really big parks with really good access, different than Brazil. Brazil, like at least in Belo Horizonte, you gotta drive sometimes 30-40 minutes to get to a park, a decent one, right? If not more. And then you top that with some traffic on it, which is super fun. Let's go explore nature. And before that, you're gonna be 30 minutes in traffic. Awesome, right? Here is not like that.
30 minutes, you're being nice.
I know.
You forgot about. Let me remind you.
I know. It's because it depends where you live, right? If you live in Nova Lima, you're gonna be close to Belo Horizonte and close to nature very easily,
Yeah.
So it really depends where you live. And like your mom, right? She lives basically in the middle of nature and all that. So it really depends. But I feel like United States, there are so many parks with so many green in it. Even in the cities in Brazil, a lot of the cities in Brazil, the parks has a few trees, but there's no grass, doesn't have a lot of grass in parks a lot of the time, or it's very dirty, not well taken care. And that's not just the government's fault, because if it's not well taken care, that's the community too. Somebody's broken it, somebody's graffitiing
Yeah.
it, somebody's leaving trash there. So, it's not the government's
Too
fault.
easy to say government is
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
doing
they
this
don't
job.
clean well, don't get it dirty in the first place, right? Do your part.
Yeah.
So that's something I appreciate about it here, is that you have access to nature very easy. Even if it's a small park, usually they're very peaceful. The other thing is that I like about it is the cleanness. People here are very polite in that way. You don't see trash on the streets, and if there are, it's cleaned up pretty quick. And for example, I went to an event in the Red Rocks in Colorado, and it's beautiful. The place, it's beautiful. You didn't get to go to Red Rocks when you went to Colorado, did you?
No, I think we
No.
drove by at a far
Yeah.
distance and I could see it, but we
Yeah.
didn't go there. But I saw it from
Well, we
a
should
far
have,
distance.
because it's amazing, and it was close enough for you to go there. So we missed
Next
out.
time I'll go there.
Next time. Yeah, next time. So anyways, these Red Rocks, we went there, and there was an event. It was a fitness event, and it was super cool. And when we left, was pretty much empty already. Most people already have left. You didn't see one trash on the floor. No one. Like no water bottles, no those how do you call it in English? Pamphlets as well? I don't know, like the papers that people give with advertisements and stuff. You don't see that, and they existed. There were people giving papers out for their business and stuff. And
Like business cards
you,
and this kind of paper,
yeah,
banners.
yeah, they didn't have any of that. And I was like, if I don't like to make those comparisons, but I thought I've been in so many different parties and different events in Brazil that I know for sure this floor here will be completely full of trash by the end of this event.
People would take advantage of the moment and get the trash from their bags and also dump it in the place.
Yeah. So I feel like this is one of the things I appreciate about United States. People, they are careful to be clean, to keep, not everybody, okay? Doesn't mean that I never go to a trail and don't see trash, or that I go to the park and never see trash. No, I do see it, but it's very different than in Brazil from experience, and unfortunately, areas with more trash are usually areas that are like busier and have people from different cultures in it.
Like
when
New
they
York.
have, yeah, exactly, like Texas, or you have people
Austin
from
like
other
that?
cultures in it. I didn't go in Austin, I was in San Antonio, né? So yeah, San Antonio, you had a little bit more trash too in some areas, but not Colorado. You barely see it. Doesn't have as much of a migration from different countries there, for example. So those things I appreciated about here. And the other thing that I like about America is quality of life. It's hard to say that because I'm blessed to be married to a person who have and had good opportunities in his life. So speaking from a place where we've had opportunity to grow and all that, of course, you have quality of life. For example, when I got here in the United States, my husband and Nick was going to start nursing school yet. I wasn't able to work, and we had to rely on loans to live. And at the time, we were living in the beginning with our in-laws, but that's not something you stay forever, right? But once I actually was able to work, that I got my green card and was going to start working, I started working and I had only one income. So we moved to an apartment and we still counted on loans. However, we always had that feeling that we were going to bed, and by the end of the day, we would have enough money to pay our bills. We never went to bed feeling like, how am I going to pay this tomorrow? Because where this money is going to come from. And I'm not saying America, nobody lives like that, because I know they do. I know there are people that live like that, but I feel like there are so many opportunities here to be taken that will help people to get out of that place. And again, I come from a privileged situation, so I might be very wrong, but those are the experiences I have. And I feel like in Brazil, people work so freaking hard, and a lot of the time they don't get to do the things they want. You know,
Yeah,
they're
sometimes
always
not even things they need.
they need, yeah, and they're always paying. It's always bills, right? And
Yes.
Nick and I, since we worked, one income, school, loans. Once I finish, when he's finished school, he got a job, and he's a nurse. What nurse in Brazil is able to say that finished school, paid, and what could lay down every single day thinking they will pay for their debt?
Yeah.
Because we were paying until this year. Actually, we're still paying them. We're still paying for our loans.
Like
But
we were, no, not done
wait,
yet, but
we
we
were,
got there.
we're almost there. It's been 7 years, but every day we go to bed knowing that our bills are gonna be paid. And I feel like Brazilians, they do that, but they do with so much struggle, you know.
Yeah,
So
and
I feel like that's quality of life. You actually have things to feel comfortable too. You know, you have example, our uncle worked so freaking hard in Brazil, couldn't have a decent car, right? And then he comes here, keep working just as hard, but he has a decent car. He has a nice place to
house.
live,
Yeah,
a
nice
house.
apartment.
Yeah,
That's true.
right? So that's the things I appreciate about here. Now, what I appreciate about Brazil is uh, culture, how warm our culture is, how easy is to make friends, how easy is to interact with people, how easy is to know that if you need somebody, you will have somebody to help you out. You
Even
know,
if you don't know the person, right?
yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing I appreciate about Brazil. We do not offer help if we don't mean it. We don't do it out of politeness. We do it because if I come to you and say, man, if you need help, you let me know. You can give a call to that person you barely know without any shame and say, hey, I actually do need your help. He's gonna help you. He's gonna take the time to
Like,
help
do you
you.
remember you told me? I don't know if it was just a joke
Yes,
or you're kidding.
yes.
I don't know, but
But they do. And if they can't, they a lot of the time what the person says, no, give me 5 minutes. I can't help you with that, but I know somebody that can. And that person will bother somebody else to help you with your problem.
my brother was,
Americans do not do that. They
yeah.
do not do that. And if they offer you help, most of the time, not everybody, most of the time, is out of politeness. They don't mean it. Don't ask. Yeah,
That's funny.
hard.
I mean,
Yeah,
shouldn't be, but it
yeah.
is. My
And
brother told me that once he was on the street and he asked this guy for a direction, and he
Mhm.
didn't know like where was the place, and he stopped somebody else on the street, like, hey, no, hold on, I'll get it for you. Where's the place? He was like, I don't know. Hold on. Hey, where's the
Dude,
place? And he was like
dude.
asking 38 people. And my brother was like, no, okay, I gotta go. I was like, no, wait, I'll get it for you. It's like, I need to help you.
Oh, my mom. Look at, like, an American wouldn't. I would say will never do that. Maybe one will surprise you in your life and say that lady on the podcast was lying. But I'll tell you, don't expect that. My mom was driving one day and we were coming out of our neighborhood. And around our neighborhood, all up there in, what is that neighbor? Where is that place? I forgot the name. Anyways, doesn't matter.
San
But
Antonio or
very
there?
close to our neighborhood. No, in Belo Horizonte, Brazil.
Okay.
Very close to our neighborhood, there is this area where buses leaves to do trips to Rio, São Paulo, like that. It's not a bus station. Is where the bus park. Is where they finish the day. They park there, and the day's done. Right. So it's a parking garage, and but some people, when you go into Rio or São Paulo, can go to the parking garage to leave from the bus to your destination before the bus actually go to the station, in the Belo Horizonte downtown, right? So my mom was driving, coming out, and then this guy just stopped next to her and say, "Hey, do you know how I get to the parking garage on Contijo?" And mom was like, "Yeah, follow me." So she was like going to opposite direction. She was not going that
For
direction
real?
at all. Yeah. And then she just said, "Just follow me." And she just went all the way to the parking garage to show these people where it was. And then when she got there, she stopped next to him, like, "Oh, it's here." And he's like, "Thank you so much. We would miss our bus if we didn't do that." So,
That's awesome.
so yeah, you won't get Americans to do that. Like,
Yeah,
they are very focus driven, very, I very like commit to get to places when they said they're gonna be there, kind of thing, which is a great thing, not a bad thing at all. Brazilians in
no,
some way needs to do that a little better, but but this is different. This is Brazilian people, and I love that about Brazil. I really do. I love that.
and it's
And I tell that for
rewarding.
every American I meet, I tell them, like, when I offer you help, I really mean it, okay? Like, you can really ask for help.
I know
And
you.
they don't ask me. They don't ask me for help a lot of the
You're
time.
like, I know you probably think I'm just saying it, but I mean it. So
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
need it,
exactly.
you can give me a call.
Exactly.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy because
And
for us, it's very rewarding also. Like
it
what your
is.
mom did. She probably went back
Yeah.
home like pumped, super happy, like
Yeah,
help. They would
exactly.
miss the bus.
It's not that Americans are bad people. They just really, like I said, for example, if they have plans, they stick with those plans. They have a hard time getting out of that plan. That's why, like, everything is scheduled. There is not such a thing as, uh, if you're really close to someone, sure, but for most people, you there's not such a thing as, "I'm just gonna show up at your door, ring the bell, and see if you're available." Like, I will call you and see if you're available, and if you're busy, I'm not gonna bother you. In Brazil, it's like, "Oh, you're busy. Oh, that's fine. I'm just gonna hang out. You can keep doing what you gotta do. Like, and then we do that without, like, no concern whatsoever. Now, Americans have the need to give you attention. They have the need to make sure you're comfortable. If you go to somebody else's house, they're gonna ask, "Do you need this? Do you need that?" They're gonna serve you a lot. So if they're busy, they are not able to do that. So they don't understand the concept of you sitting there while you're busy with something, and that person is gonna be just pleased to be there with you, like, because that was why they just showed up. They are not like that. That's not who they are. And maybe some people are. I'm generalizing. It's so hard to talk about those things because you're always generalizing, and those are the experiences I had. But those, like I said, this is how I've like, if I go to that's what we talked last week, right? I love the military culture because the military culture is an exception. If somebody tell you that they're gonna help you, they really will help you. They're not gonna offer you for politeness. If you bug somebody at their door because they live next door to you to see, oh, I'm bored, can I come hang out? They will say, yeah, sure, come up. They're very different in that way. Yeah. So that's another, because people need that in the military. Husbands are away, wives are away. The community needs to be tied to help one another because everybody struggles. Like everybody's facing the same stuff. Yeah. So in that way, it's different. That's why I love the military community so much. The other thing I love about Brazil, and that's the last one, it's hard. I really like how family usually don't live far away from each other. A lot of family members are everybody in the same city, same state, close by, not long distance. So people don't move around. Like me right now, I'm in Texas. My Nick's family is in Colorado. Nick's cousins are in Kansas. Nick's grandmother is in Washington, D.C. Like people move around here a lot. So they are very far away. Family usually are spread out all over the country. So that's something, it will be hard for me once that starts happening with my kids. They will spread,
like,
they're gonna be
stay here.
Yeah, so that will be something that I'll have to deal with in the future. And for me, it's going to be hard because I grew up with cousins. I grew up with brother close by. I grew up with, and I still have a hard time because I'm the one that is outside of the country. So I'm far away from family, right? So I'm the one who spread. So I appreciate that. I appreciate that family a lot of the times in Brazil are always usually in the same city, same state, or close enough that it's not so hard to get together, be there in special times and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I feel like most of the times we have too much of that. Like you can't.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Like
just like you should
absolutely
detach a little bit.
Little bit for sure.
Travel, do something.
Yeah,
because it'd be good for you. Yeah, I love this.
You gotta struggle a little bit too. Yeah.
Like this cultural thing, when you see a different culture, you can, what you mentioned about English, you have a broader perspective, and it somehow enables you to see things differently and consider more options. So this, like the difference between the US and Brazil helps people in general to, people that have lived the experience to consider different options in their lives. That's awesome. I love your points, both for the US and Brazil. That was awesome. Yeah. Yep. So I think that was a great first episode, an introduction.
Yeah.
We covered English, US and Brazil. You teaching me English. Yeah. So do you want to add anything else?
You did say you had other 2 questions. Maybe they are easy and fast to answer. You said something about want to quit. Something
3 things you want to, things you want to learn and want to quit.
Well, I want to learn Korean now. That's
already learning.
Yeah, I'm getting there, I guess. I want to learn German too sometime, but German sounds really hard. Like words are very long. Yeah, words are very long.
Sounds
so
like you're
it's the
fighting.
opposite of English. Yeah. What else do I want to learn? Oh, I want to learn play piano. I want to learn that too. That's my next one. Actually, once Nick is done with this program, I have plans on getting private classes for piano. I totally want to learn piano. Yeah, I want to become a little more, have a little bit of more music because I'm terrible. So I really want to learn a little bit, you know. So and maybe I will learn a lot. So
I already know. Yeah, we're very alike music wise. Terrible.
no,
Right now,
I think I won because I can clap when I sing happy birthday. So I'm that level.
You won.
Yeah.
But I learned how to play the guitar. I think by now I might know maybe 4 or 5 songs.
Yeah.
Practicing 15 minutes, just like the basics. So it's pretty cool.
And not just 4 or 5 songs, but you're probably gonna get to the point where you can teach yourself those 5 songs, new songs too, right?
Yes.
Like just by listening and picking it up, the sound, not looking at the little lyrics anymore.
Hopefully.
Like people do. Yeah, someday you might get there, right? Yeah. Maybe not, but that's the cool thing. And the thing I want to quit. What I want to quit. I should probably want to quit a lot of things.
You might not necessarily. You might be good. Like I'm cool.
I think what I want to, I wouldn't say quit. And I think might be a women trait too, but I think the hardest thing for me is I go through a lot of cycles where I have cycles where I'm super productive and super pumped up and it's so fun and so good, and then I go to that cycle like, oh God, I don't want to do anything. Oh, I hate my life. I want to have mild cycles. I think that's life. We always gonna have them. We always gonna have times that we are super excited, and then I just don't want to crash down. I want to find that middle ground where I can find
like a balance
yeah. And I'm not the type of person that gets super excited about something and then never finish or doesn't commit to it. That's not who I am. But I am definitely, it's just I get to a point where I really need to push through, and I keep pushing through, which is a good thing. But it sounds so freaking tiring. So I just want to push a little bit less, have those moments where I'm pushing, but it's not that hard. And maybe it's just most women, because we have cycles, literally cycles, where our hormones are going up and down and crazy.
Yes.
But maybe it's me. I don't know. Women, you guys tell me. But but yeah, the I want to quit the really hard cycle, the really down ones. I want to be a little bit more mild. I would say that's what I want. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, those were hard questions. Things to learn and things to quit. English, US, Brazil. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I had the last one. Your best experience that English has given you.
Oh, I need to tell that one.
Okay, so that's the last one, guys. I forgot. I wrote it down.
That's the fun one. So because I learned English, I worked in the backstage for Beyoncé when she was in Belo Horizonte. Was it Rock in Rio? No, wasn't Rock in Rio. Wasn't Rock in Rio? Was in Rio de Janeiro. Yeah, but she was doing a tour in Brazil, and I worked in her backstage. I got to see her little daughter, all cute.
For real? I didn't know.
Yeah, she's not as tall as she looks like on TV. She looks really tall, but she's not as tall. She's taller than me, but most people are, but she's not that tall. Her crew are very nice people. I did not talk to her. You cannot be super fan when you work for these people, which I'm not really a fan of her. Sorry. And I actually told that to one of her crew. She's like, really? He's like, yeah, sorry about that.
You're like, yes, I'm not. Can I talk to her?
Right? Oh, I also saw her husband. Is it Jay-Z? I think that's his name too, the rapper.
Yes.
Saw him too. So yeah, because I spoke English, I got paid awfully, but I actually went for the experience, not for the pay. But I was there just to help the crew, the Brazilian crew that didn't speak English, with the American crew that only spoke English. And I was just like hanging out, watching the table of food, and people would ask, "What is that? What is that? What is that?" And I would try to describe for them and say, "Just eat, it's really good," kind of thing. So, yeah,
Eat,
that was.
don't eat.
I would never in my freaking life imagine that I will work for the backstage of Beyonce, because simply for the fact that I speak English.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was a great
crazy.
experience.
Like
Yeah.
some people would, I don't know, like do anything to be there.
Yep.
Some people are great at, like, maybe the best in the country in sound system, like their
Yep.
dream would be to be there.
Yep.
But English
Exactly.
disables them like automatically, like you can't be there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Exactly. Of course, that there were a whole crew that didn't
Mhm.
speak English, and were there Brazilians that didn't speak English. But I got to experience something because I spoke English, and I got to actually talk to the crew. You know, there are these two really famous dancers that she used to have in
Mhm.
her dancers crew. They're twins. They look exactly the same, and they dance together. And they were there. I super interact with them. They have
Really?
super fun personalities. Yes, they are
Is
super
it
cool
the
dudes.
song they are like shaking their hands like this?
I don't know if the twins dance that one. I don't think they dance that one. They dance another one. If you Google it, you will see them.
It's the only one I
And
have in my mind, like
I know,
on those
yeah,
songs. I think
yeah.
it's the
There is
most
only
famous
ladies
one.
in that song, but they are super fun people. They were super happy, funny. You know those silly people that are
Mhm.
always making a joke, are always like happy about everything. That's them. They were like super cool, super funny, would joke. They stole a bunch of lichia. I think that's the name in English too, lichia, something like that, from the table because they loved it so much. Oh no, no, no. Like figs. They love figs. So they didn't steal, but they
It
were
was
playing around
theirs.
that they stealing it. The bunch of like fig those that you buy in like cans, because they love figs so much. So you get to interact with people, like, and like, how cool is that?
Yeah, what's
People
more
that
powerful
are,
than that, right?
yeah, yeah.
That's
So that
awesome.
was the cool experience that I had because I spoke English. Yeah,
See,
it was fun.
English open doors.
They did. Yeah.
It's awesome.
But on
Thank
the
you
other
so
side too, I
much.
got a job because I spoke Portuguese. So see, you have you
Yeah,
always if you speak two languages, doors are gonna always open for you. So not
that's
just
true.
English.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good point.
Right.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
It was really good. I appreciate it. I hope that people listening to it like it. If they don't, thank you. I did.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure they will. And yeah, do you want to add anything else?
Nope.
Say anything?
I'm good.
You good?
No.
Okay.
You're good.
So thank you guys for listening. We're planning on posting a new episode every week with guests, and will be hopefully the same format. And if you have any suggestions, any questions, please let us know. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye
See
bye.
you.